Hello, friends and neighbors, and welcome to episode 14 of Ray and Benny Talk Sports. We're here at separate underground studios. I'm here at the site of the formerly known Northlands Coliseum, and we got Grimy watching the front door of the other recording studio. We got to the former site of Chi-Chi's, and of course, we have the man who easily took first place in our Madden League, Benny. How you doing, brother?
I'm doing good. Yeah. How about you?
I'm very happy. You're looking good too with them colors, brother.
Thanks, man. I had to pull this out. You know, they won an important game this weekend, so had to show my true colors, even though I picked against them. But you know,
business exactly. And pleasure. Sometimes you can't mix them.
Yeah.
You can't mix them. And we got some good business going on. It was a great week in NFL football, the final week of NFL football leading into the playoffs. This is going to be a playoff heavy episode, so stay tuned for that. But we're going to lead off with Winnipeg sports, of course. Let's start off with the Winnipeg Jets, who we're kind of in a slow mode of the season right now. Almost wish we were just in a full-time break, eh? It's tough being a fan. It's tough being a fan.
It almost takes you out of it a bit because you're like not even expecting games, and then when there's a game on, all of a sudden you're like, "Whoa, forgot there was a game on tonight."
Absolutely, yeah. There's no rhythm to the season, and you just get kind of like little pieces through the media and practices. But that's where we are. But we are rolling into a 5-game road trip for the Winnipeg Jets. It's pretty tough road trip. We got the Wings, Caps, Predators, Bruins, and Penguins before the next scheduled home game against Florida on the 25th, which probably won't happen.
If it happens, yeah.
Restrictions have been extended into February here in Manitoba. Where we are, whatever. So let's talk about the games we do have, though, in the week coming up for the Winnipeg Jets. What are your thoughts, Brother Benny?
Yeah, well, let's hope we get a better week out of them. It's considering their last game wasn't the greatest. You know, a 7-1 thumping to Colorado. That game just went all wrong for them. Started off good, then Colorado you just saw the talent in Colorado take over, and they poured it on. And we've talked about it before about power plays. If the Jets give a good team power plays, they're going to make them pay, and Colorado made them pay 3 times out of 4. So, you know, nothing went right. Hellebuck wasn't great. None of the plays went. We were missing a couple guys. A couple new guys came in, so maybe we'll write that off. But it's a bit concerning though when you've been pounded like that against 2 division opponents in the Wild and the Avalanche so far this season.
Yeah, and the teams that we do get to play, none of them are Canadian teams, so they've all been playing. The Wings, the Caps, Predators, Bruins, Penguins, definitely more than the Jets. So that's hard for the team. So I have a little sympathy. I have a lot of sympathy for them there. Yeah, you know.
And it's a tough stretch, right? I mean, they had Detroit. They should be evenly matched with Detroit. Have a decent game out of that. But yeah, once they get into next week with Washington, Pittsburgh, Boston, all on the road, it's gonna be tough. And we'll see where some of these guys are at. You know, they got hit by COVID, so there's a bunch of guys out Thursday against Detroit. Ehlers for sure. A couple guys maybe back. Harkins, Reichel, maybe DeMello, but Hanel is out too. We might see Dylan Samberg actually might play. Dylan Samberg may actually play his first NHL game against Detroit just because guys are missing. So it'll be interesting to see what he can do out there.
Yeah, your boy Perfetti got in some game time.
He did.
He's getting in some game time. You know, with the whole taxi squad and that, of course, with COVID. So it's nice to see him.
He got about just over 10 minutes and some power play time. I think at one point he took a pretty good hit in that game, so he bounced back up. Have you seen pictures of the guy? Man, he looks like he's 13.
Absolutely. He looks like a child still.
Every time I see a picture, I'm like, this is the guy I want to be playing right now. Like, I forget how young he looks and how small he kind of still is right now. So maybe he'll take the Scheifele road and beef up a bit. And then at that point, he can become an NHL regular.
Yeah, every time I see him on the ice, I fear for him.
Yeah.
Well, you know what I mean?
Well, the last picture I seen last week, I was like, wow. So
it's like, are they letting one of the players' kids play now? What is that bad? with COVID that they're bringing the children in. But yeah, he has a bright future. He has a bright future. Watch out. I'm going to just do this because rubbing on the mic is destroying the show. But he has a future, but I'm not quite ready yet. Not quite ready.
I don't mind him. I like that he can get a few games here and there at least to get that taste and to kind of see what he would need to work on. So if he, I know they're probably not going to go over the 9 games because then his contract first year is gone or whatever. But I'd like to see him at least reach that 9-game mark this year. And with all these guys going out with COVID here and there, he might get there. So
a necessity for sure.
Yeah. And Blake Wheeler might be back next week too. They were saying he's going on that road trip with them. I heard today. So he might get in a game at some point there. He's skating already. So see what happens, but it'd be good to get him back.
Man, we saw a glimpse of that top line again, starting to warm up just before he got hurt again. Just a quick, is he coming to the end? Like, I know he's on the tail end of his career, but is this like, bro, this is getting like detrimental to a guy like that so much.
Yeah, he's getting closer and closer, right, to the end of it. He's always been a speed guy. And you see that kind of leaving him a bit, right? Because he was beating guys up that ice. He always had that tight turn once he got down into the other end and then flip back and then make that pass or whatever, right? So I haven't seen that too much this year out of him. He's got 2 more years left after this. So yeah, he's facing the tail end. I don't see him getting another contract with Winnipeg after that.
Yeah. Do you think it's looking like an Andrew Ladd thing where we had to let him go later on because he wasn't really paying off with the big salary? Or is that just too much?
I mean, if the Jets are out of it and they can kind of, probably not this year, but even next year or the year after, if they can trade him for some assets, if they're not in the playoff run or anything like that, then for sure, why not? Ladd was, I don't know, we'll see. I mean, it's still 2 more years, but Ladd almost fell off a cliff. Like, he went from being that top guy. We all wanted to sign him. The majority actually wanted him more than keeping Bufflin around. And luckily, Ladd didn't take that contract for us, right? Because then Bufflin was probably gone. And we saw what happened to Ladd once he went to the Islanders. It wasn't very good. But good to see Ladd back in playing with the Arizona Coyotes right now.
Yeah, 1.0 and 2.0. Good for him.
Exactly, yeah.
Attaboy. Let's talk about some player acquisitions in the CFL. Let's start off with the Bombers. Bringing that defensive core back with Willie Jefferson and Jackson Jeffcoat. That was a great way to wake up in the morning, brother. I woke up. I was like, who signed? So I'm happy. I'm over the moon because y'all need to sign. They needed to sign those 2 big time on that defense if they want to go for a third one.
Yeah, when we did our top 8 guys we'd like to see back or who Walter should go, we both went heavy D-line and heavy O-line. So it's good to see, you had Jefferson, you had Jeffcoat and Thomas signed right there on the D-line, right?
Solid.
And then now, so far, you got Hardricks and then Patty Neufeld signed today. So 2 O-line guys. And if they can get Stanley Bryan under contract, I mean, they've solidified those 2 lines again. And now they can start building the rest of them and maybe get a contract done with Claros or something like that.
Yeah. Last week, I remember you use a line. It pains me. Like, good for Drew Desjardins to get workouts in the NFL, but that pains me, man.
Yeah.
That Canadian 24-year-old who could have been an anchor for that O-line for a long time. It does pain me. But good for him, though. Like, it's a dream come true to even get a chance at the NFL for a Canadian kid like that. So I hope he makes it. But a little blue and gold part of my heart.
Maybe he worked out for San Francisco. So at least if he goes there, I could maybe still cheer him on, right?
Please don't go.
And you can cheer him on, too, as you cheer on San Francisco.
I'll cheer on for him. I'll cheer for him, but not Santa Clara. Please don't let me do that. Let's talk about another team that wears red and who also had a legendary quarterback who is from the Calgary Stampeders. They signed both Bo Levi and Meyer. That blew my mind.
It did. I should have worn my Jeff Garcia jersey, actually. Then, it would have been perfect for this segment. But Bo Levi restructured a bit. I'm not sure. Did he end up taking a bit of a pay cut on there, or did he just a little bit? And then Jake Meyer, I'm surprised he would sign there. Like he would have had options to go different places. And with this restructure, it doesn't seem like Bo Levi is going anywhere. So right now Meyer would still be the backup there. He could have gone to Ottawa, you never know. He could have ended up in Edmonton still, even. I don't know what's going on there. So it's kind of surprising and shocking that he would stick around in Calgary. But, Calgary does do well with their quarterbacks. And maybe this is it for Bo Levi. And that's what they told Jake.
Exactly. At the time, the writing on the wall for Bo Levi is definitely there. I'm sure he knows that too. He's even heard a lot. And his performance was not even close to what we expect from Bo Levi. And, I'm saying that because he's had an amazing career. He's been such a dominant quarterback. His winning percentage was sky high at one time until the Bombers, started playing over the past couple of years. But
exactly. Bo Levi was a thorn in the side. And every time he played the Bombers, you're like, oh God, I don't even want to watch this game because he's just going to tear us apart. So it's good to see those roles reversed right now.
Yeah, it feels good. It feels good. And of course, let's keep on with Calgary. They got also Beggleton, that number one target that we talked about. That's pretty lethal. They didn't seem to get into the rhythm last year, like you said a couple episodes back, but it's a team that can be very dangerous.
Yeah, and bringing back one of the top receivers in the league is huge for them too, right? And
for the whole season.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, he's not going anywhere. He's not coming back from anywhere. So yeah, it'll be a big boost to them for sure. I mean, Beggleton's he's a great receiver and he's a tough guy to cover.
Yeah. Yeah. And of course, we can't move on without mentioning the number one Bomber fan in the CFL, Lucky Whitehead, getting his money. Hey, good for him.
Wow.
I didn't see that contract coming, but
no, I expected him to sign in BC, but I was quite shocked by that $200,000 a year contract for Lucky Whitehead. I mean, you had said it earlier this week when we were talking. He was on a record pace, or not record pace, but he was on a wicked pace
MOP.
this year.
MOP.
And then he took that big hit against the Bombers, and that was it. So
yeah.
So who knows? Maybe next year he'll be able to come back into form and do it again next year, and maybe he'll finish off even stronger next year.
Yeah, and with a receiver like that, making that kind of money, you're expecting Brandon Banks production.
Oh yeah.
When it comes to, they're like similar bodies, similar speed to their game. Both started as special teamers. They're expecting a Brandon Banks type year out of Lucky Whitehead, and if he does it, props to him. Hopefully not in detriment to what the Bombers want to do. But he's such a great guy. Jump in with this Western final. Oh, it's such a good time, man. Oh, I can't wait till next year. Let's keep that playoff vibe going. We're going into the NFL in their last week of the season. Whoo, as a Steeler fan, brother, it was a crazy week. As a 49er fan, it was a crazy week. How are you feeling after the first ever week 18 in NFL history?
Yeah, like you said, crazy week, big time crazy. There was at least 4 games there happening this weekend that had big implications, and the endings in 3 out of the 4 didn't disappoint. Like you say, that Niner game, emotions were. I actually didn't get to see the beginning of the game, so I started watching it late, and then I saw them get down 17-0, and I'm like, screw this. I fast forwarded to live, and that's right when Debo was throwing the touchdown to tie the game at 17-17, and I'm thinking, okay, this is much better. But the range of emotions didn't stop there. It was just like, Jimmy throws the interception in the end zone. Rams take the lead. Niners have less than 2 minutes to score. And it was just anger. It was happiness. And then in OT again, it was just like, it was a crazy game, man. My heart, if I was any older, I don't know if I would have survived.
Yeah. Poor you. You. I was watching the Steelers too play, and they got to overtime. And, I didn't get to watch the whole game either because I was working myself, and I had to take in the highlights. And man, anytime a game goes to overtime, it's like, oh my goodness. And then I have to go through overtime again.
Yeah, it wasn't just one game for you that did it. You guys, Steeler fans, still had to sit through that Sunday nighter.
My heart, bro. And I got home when there was like 2.5 minutes left, and I was watching, like, they're gonna tie. These MFers are gonna tie. I was like that Steeler fan in the crowd, just angry. But then Staley calls a timeout on 3rd and 4. Can you defend that? Can you see logic in that?
I don't know what's going through that guy's head sometimes. I know he says he wanted to get a proper defense out there, but you knew they were going to run. You should have been ready beforehand. Let them run, maybe stop them for a couple yards, and that would have been it. The fact that you knew what they were going to do and they ended up still getting 10 yards on that.
Yeah.
How does that happen? But yeah, he's had a partial good year, and then he's had a lot of boneheaded decisions. And I know a lot of his stuff goes into analytics, but the biggest one to me was early in the game.
Fourth downs, man.
The 4th and 1 from your own 18.
Yeah.
Like,
give him, there's 3 points. Just give it to him already.
What were you thinking? They're lucky that they only ended up getting Oakland, Las Vegas only ended up getting a field goal out of it. But
yeah,
4th and 1 from your 18. It's not like it was still early in the game. He's
been doing that, man.
You don't need that. So he's got a lot to learn with some of these decisions. And I think it's come back to haunt him. I mean, it did against Kansas City. They would have beat Kansas City earlier this year, and they probably would have been in the playoffs without needing to win this game against the Raiders.
Well, he's supposed to be a defensive guru. That didn't look like Oakland had any issues with that defense. And this thing about, I need to get the right formation out, right personnel out. Give me a break. The rules are that other team cannot snap or get ready for that play until you get your substitutions in. Yeah. So, it's a running play, man. Get with it.
Exactly.
That is a coaching gaffe. Unbelievable. I have no problem with it, though.
Yeah, for sure.
Steelers got in. I was so happy that day. We got TJ Watt, the sack leader, season sack leader king now.
Too bad he didn't break it, though.
Still is his.
I know. It's still good. Still good for him that he got it. Almost. But then you could put that Strahan stuff with Favre to bed.
Exactly.
If he would have just freaking broken it, it would be like, hey, no more Strahan, no more Favre. TJ Watt's the guy, and that's it.
I think on that alone, that's fine.
Yeah.
Fall down Favre. Give me a break. Come on, man. His buddy gives him that sack. You said, get me started on that. But
let's not forget, though, the only reason why the Steelers even had a chance.
At what?
At making the playoffs, because some other team there on Sunday did not live up to their expectations.
For sure.
Those Indianapolis Colts, man, how do you lose to the Jacksonville Jaguars?
You're not good. That's what happens. You're not good. You're not good enough. Like, give me a
Carson
break,
Wentz, man. They ended up giving a first out for Wentz.
And the Eagles made the playoffs.
Yeah, and the Eagles get a first out of that. Hey, man, if Wentz is worth a first, Jimmy's got to be worth a bunch, right? At least a first. Man, he's better than Wentz.
What are you doing, man? You still got playoffs to play. You going to trade this dude already?
Next year. Next year.
We're going to talk about the playoffs. But yeah, the Colts, come on. Against Jacksonville. Oh, my goodness. That's shameful.
That is shameful.
That's shameful.
You're playing the worst team in the league. I know you're on the road, but if you have one of the best players on your team in Jonathan Taylor, let that guy go crazy, man. Carson Wentz is not the answer for them either. So,
no, they got to go and get a quarterback. They got to go. I don't know. That's not my problem.
No,
they got to go and get a
it's just Colts fans' problems.
Yeah, that's a shame. That's a shame. Let's talk about some firings. These coaches. It was a hot Monday. Expected ones. Like Zimmer was a couple weeks ago announced. Nagy, everyone knew since week 1. Joe Judge, it was weird there. Giants were like, yeah, we're behind them and questionable. We like you mentioned the press conference, and now he's gone. Maybe, probably, for sure.
Why did it take them 2 days to figure out to fire him though?
Because they're not a good organization anymore.
What a mess! How did they win 2 Super Bowls?
God, I don't know. That luck
recently. I mean,
luck, and of course, and Denver Fangio. He was not a bad guy. He just never seemed like a leader of men. He seemed like never a motivator. He's kind of ho hum, so not a great leader.
He never got the quarterback really either.
That's true.
I don't know if it was his choices. Really, probably not. It's probably Elway's.
John Elway.
Patton, I guess, brought in Bridgewater or whatever. So he didn't really have that. His defenses weren't bad, but his defenses also, they weren't good when they needed to be. And he is supposed to be a big defensive guy. So they weren't bad, but they weren't great. And couldn't make up for the shortcomings on offense. Yeah,
to be honest with you, off the top of my head, I don't know. who Denver has drafted, but no one memorable. And that falls on John Elway, man. He's been doing a kind of trash job at his president, operation, football, GM, whatever he is. Because they stink. They do. They really stink. And they've never had a good roster. So I agree with you. No quarterback. Like, poor Fangio.
Yeah. There wasn't much chance for success for him there without getting that quarterback right. And I mean, they went and drafted another DB, which they had a bunch of them in the last draft instead of trying to get one of those quarterbacks. You look at Mac Jones. You passed on Mac Jones, who's having a pretty wicked start in New England. So, not the greatest choices there.
No. Let's talk about another not great choice. You know where I'm going with this. What's up with that dude, Stephen Ross in Miami, firing Brian Flores? What is going on there? Just when we think, and then
just when you think.
We were saying this mid-season or whenever we started that Deshaun Watson, get your hands out of the kitchen. Get your hands out of the kitchen, Stephen Ross. And what does this guy do? He puts his whole hand in the pot of food and he F's with it, man. Yep. What's up with this dude? What's up with this dude, man?
He just can't stay out of it. You know, like Flores has been there for 3 years now. The last 2 seasons have had winning records, and unfortunately, they just missed out on the playoffs. So build from that. You know, but the reasons that they're given, it was tough collaboration between Flores, Greer, and all that kind of stuff, man. Then fix that, work that out. The guy's, you know, at his first season, he ended up getting a bunch of wins when a lot of teams or a lot of people were predicting that Dolphins team to go 0-16 or whatever it was.
Yeah,
you know, and he got it into that 5 wins, I think, at least. So not bad. Then last year, you know, winning record, and this year, you know, close to it or there, you just missed out. Right. You know, the guy was there. I know there was
on the bubble.
They went through a lot of OCs. That was the only kind of thing that was weird about their whole situation there is, you know, and then this year they had the double OC, you know, 2 offensive coordinators sharing. It's kind of weird.
Yeah.
But yeah, sure. Stephen Ross, he can't keep his hands out of there. He wants to be, I don't know if he wants to show that he's a football guy, but
he's not. He is not.
Not at all.
He is not. There's nothing he's done that's been productively for this franchise ever. Like,
no. And you're hoping that this would have been what he got right. You know,
obviously didn't get it right, man. He's not done anything right. Firing blind. Like, this is a guy in 2010 who mentioned Chad Henne in the same breath as Dan Marino, and he called that team would make the Super Bowl. Man, get out of here, man. This guy, and they went 7-9 that year. This guy's horrible. That this is a guy who didn't have the foresight or the awareness to not think that, maybe if I'm interviewing Jim Harbaugh while I still have Soprano as the coach there, whatever his name was, it might get out in the media. Like, how stupid can this guy? My goodness. This is the same guy who's looking for a young Don Shula and hired, what's his name? Joe Philbin. Like, bad decision after bad decision, and you can't fire the owner, bro.
Joe Philbin, Adam Gase. Like, it's that list goes on and on. And the funny thing is, Flores has been the best one recently that's been hired.
He had a longer tenure than Flores. Adam Gase was a Miami coach longer than Brian Flores.
Yeah. As a Niner fan, I know an owner, like you said, Jim Harbaugh, he ended up going to San Francisco. And they had 3 wicked years there. And the owner, you know what, messed it up, fired Harbaugh, and we went through a stretch of coaches which were crap until he finally hired Kyle Shanahan and John Lynch. And since then, he's stayed out of it. You know, Shanahan went through 2 seasons. You know, that I think they were 0-9 before Jimmy Garoppolo got in the game. Then the next year, Jimmy gets hurt, so they were out again. Yeah, they made the Super Bowl, but they've also had another losing season last year. So the old Jed York might have fired Shanahan already, but at least he's stayed out now. And this is something that Stephen Ross has to do too. Hire your guys, sit back, and let these guys work through issues.
Yeah, Miami fans, you got to get on the emails, get on the phones, stop buying merchandise so this guy feels that you don't support what he's doing. Plain and simple. He's not very good.
Nope.
Not very good. Playoffs. Yeah, man. Let's talk about playoffs. It's that time of year. I'm very excited. And we're going to do the Ray and Benny versus the Coin playoff edition prediction. So we got 6 good games here. And just to remind y'all, Ray and Benny versus the coin. Heads is the home team. Tails is the away team for the coin. Who do you got, brother? We got Steelers, KC, Pats, Bills, Oakland at Bengals, Eagles at Tampa Bay, Santa Clara against the Cowboys, and we got Cards at Rams. Let's start off with Steelers at KC. You cool with that on the AFC side, the bright side?
Well, buddy, I'm going to have to pick KC in this one. They played earlier this year, 36-10, KC win. I know for the most part, those games don't mean anything regular season, whatever, it's out the window. But I think KC's, their defense is doing good enough right now that I think they'll slow Big Ben down enough. And then the offense will do enough there to beat the Steelers.
That's fair. That's fair, man. I get that. I don't feel the hate at all. I'm going to take, and just so y'all know, I'm going with the Steelers all the way through. I'm bleeding it this year. I'm going old school like this. Remember this back in Detroit when they won the Super Bowl for Jerome Bettis on his last run? This was going to happen. This was going to happen. Here we go. Ben's last run. Remember, halfway through, I told you, Ben's telling people this so they can make a last run. This is happening. It's coming to fruition. So, folks, I'm going to take the Pittsburgh Steelers all the way. But this week, against the KC Chiefs at Kansas City. Coin. Why are you laughing at me, man? Coin, what do you got to say? People laughing at me across the nation. Yeah, I hear you, Shanghai, laughing at me.
There's a couple of you that picked the Steelers to win, so you're good.
Tails! Steelers! The coin! All right.
Poor Coin.
All right, Coin. Here we go. I'll live and die with Brother Coin. Thank you very much. Pats at Bills. What's your choice on that game, brother?
I am going. These two teams have played a couple times this year, split in that. But I'm still going to have to go with the better of the two teams to me, and that's the Bills. I feel like they're going to take this. New England has not looked too good the last few weeks. I know they had a blowout there of the Jags, but other than that, they got beat by Miami this weekend. And Mac Jones didn't look great, but I think the Bills end up taking this game.
Yeah, I'll have to agree with you. You know, I was on that Pats bandwagon hard a few weeks ago, and man, they fell on hard times. So I will also take the Bills at home. Coin.
Here comes the coin.
There's the coin spinning around. Heads. They're playing it safe too. All right, Coin.
Coin's going with us on that one.
All right, Coin. Let's go Oakland at Bengals. This is a tough one, man. This is a tough one for me. But I think because it's my turn.
Yeah, go ahead.
All right, I'm just making sure. I'm going to take the Bengals at home. I think if it was in Vegas, I might take Vegas, but I think Bengals at home.
Yeah, I agree with you. It's one that I feel can still go either way. I wouldn't think that Cincinnati is going to run away with this game, but the biggest thing for me is Vegas coming off that overtime game Sunday night and now playing the first game on Saturday. Like, could they not have scheduled that a little bit different to not screw them over? If Al Davis was still alive, he'd be bitching at that league right now for scheduling
for
that
sure.
game.
Won't be surprised his son starts doing it, man. He's a piece
he
of work
should do it. But I will pick the Bengals as well.
All right, Coin. What do you got to say? Heads, Bengals. All right.
Bengals
They've been looking at the analytics too. That's fair. Eagles visiting Tom Brady and the Bucs without your best friend Antonio Brown.
Or Richard Sherman. He's out for the year too. So
Richard who?
Richard Sherman.
Are you still playing?
Yeah, he ended up signing in Tampa Bay. He's been hurt for most of the year though.
Yeah.
I think he's only played a couple games maybe, and now he got put back on the IR, so he's done for the year. So I don't even think this game is going to be close, so I'm going with Tampa Bay to basically destroy the Eagles.
I agree. I think Tom Brady's a little more motivated with this whole Antonio Brown thing being thrown under the bus, and Tampa Bay, they're back again. So I'm going to take Tampa Bay at home. What's up, Ryan?
He got his boy Gronk there a bonus for getting a bunch of passes. So I guess AB was mad that he wasn't going to get the bonus from Brady from throwing him enough passes.
Are you trying to get me started on this fool, man, this week again? Man, It's apparently this guy asked the team to guarantee his bonus. Are you serious, man? When you're that close, you're gonna ask them to guarantee the bonus, and then you get like this is just totally making sense now. It's not even worth another breath. Coin.
One more breath on it? No? Yeah. It's probably good, man. He needs to go. The league needs to stop signing him and get it over with.
Heads for the Bucks. Man,
yeah.
Coin's paying attention. Hey, Coin's like, I got to catch up, so I got to keep it close and maybe a couple different ones.
I'll post the stats on Twitter, but I believe the Coin beat us out last week. So he was a little mad that I called him out a bit. So yeah, he's coming back.
Ooh, look at that Coin. Okay, let's go to the next matchup. We got your team, the 49ers, visiting the Cowboys. Is it my turn or your turn?
Your turn.
I will take the home team, even though this burned me last time against San Fran. You think I should choose them already, but no, the Cowboys, I think, will take it home. That defense at home, that's the only reason why, bro. Not because they're more of a better roster, better coaching. I'll take the Cowboys to win this. Actually, San Francisco has better coaching than Mike McCarthy, but Cowboys.
Yeah, I think Shanahan will be able to figure out how to get some points on that Cowboys D, especially Dan Quinn, the defensive coordinator. They were together in Atlanta, so they're both going to have some kind of tricks on each other or know things about each other. But I still think he'll be able to. The biggest concern for me is if the San Francisco D can do enough to stop that offense, because they got some pretty high-powered receivers in Dallas, and of course Emmitt Smith there and a pretty good O-line, but. I'm going to
Smith.
Emmitt Smith.
What's going on here? I missed. Where's the ticker? This is crazy.
Ezekiel Elliott. You know what? I've been watching clips from 1994 and all that stuff lately. It's all over Twitter. Dallas, San Francisco. So
1990s, yeah.
I had Emmitt Smith in my mind from there. When I was saying receivers, I had Michael Irving, Alvin Harper.
That'll be a good matchup with Parsons and Diggs against Kittle and Samuel. That'll change the game. I think that's where we would have lost, other than the trenches. But sorry, brother, your choice.
Yeah, if San Francisco can be physical, if Debo can hit those guys, maybe it'll change that game enough to go San Francisco's way. Who am I going to pick? Well, I'm going to do what you did. I'm going San Francisco all the way from here to the Super Bowl. Let's go San Francisco, Pittsburgh Super Bowl, and we'll see who wins that.
Imagine. That's what we're going here, folks, for on Ray and Benny. Yeah, we might be homers a little bit, but honestly, on that Steeler magic. And bottom line, I don't care. We got one more game. Sorry, Coin. Who do you got?
Don't forget him. Her. I don't know.
No, I'll get them around. Heads. Cowboy.
Coin, how dare you do that to me?
Sorry, brother. We got one more, an AFC West matchup. Ooh, AFC West represented hard in the NFC, sorry. Cards at the Rams. I'm going to take the Rams at home.
Yeah. Are you taking the Rams at home?
I'm going to take the Rams at home.
Yeah. I'm going to agree with you on that, but I feel like this is like Cincinnati and Vegas. It can go either way.
Yeah.
I just watched the Rams on Sunday, and to me, if it's that same team that played that second half rolling into this game against the Cardinals, and then I see the Cardinals just pounding them and taking that game. But if it's first half Rams, it should be a pretty good game. But yeah, I'll go with you on that one as well and take the Rams.
Yeah, what is Zach Ertz, the primary receiver right now, going in hot, and I'm sure Jalen Ramsey wouldn't have trouble taking him down. So but I'd like to see the Cards win. I'm not a Rams fan, but that's what I'm going.
You know what? I agree. I would rather the Cards beat the Rams, because Sean McVay, just what the Rams do and trading all those picks for players. Oh, they're geniuses. They're doing this. Well, you know what? It was okay this year. It wasn't the greatest moves.
Yeah.
They started off strong, but Stafford to me almost looked worse than Jimmy did at certain times on Sunday.
Absolutely.
Throwing a couple interceptions. He was getting hit hard. And Sean McVay, celebrating in the end zone with his team when you're up 17-0.
Man, what a clown. What a clown.
Dude, it's like, what are you doing, man? Go back to your sideline. And I don't know if he got so excited he was finally going to beat Shanahan after that, but
he wants to be a player so badly.
Oh, he does. Too much wanting to be a bro or whatever the hell. Just coach, man.
Get out of here. Coin, what's going on with this game? Coin represent tails. Cards.
Going against us.
I like that pick, Coin. I like that pick.
Yeah.
So that is the NFL playoffs. We'll have Ray and Benny versus the Coin next week going into the next round where we'll see the Steelers and the 49ers and see how they do going forward. But let's go to a favorite of mine, the Benny Brickhead of the week. Who do you got this week, brother?
Well, we touched on him a little bit earlier, and you know what? I couldn't give it to a more deserving guy this week. Stephen Ross, you are my Brickhead of the week in your moves for those Miami Dolphins firing Brian Flores. What else are you going to do to F up that team, man?
Clown. Like, okay. No, that's it. No more to be said.
We said our piece on him.
Sorry, Dolphin fans. It's just the truth right now. Let's go to the Friends and Neighbors' favorite segment. Eat that hot dog. Man, that's my favorite music. I gotta build a video game based on that music. Like a hot dog, something like Paperboy, but with hot dog. Anyways, I'll figure it out. Folks.
Yeah,
send me your ideas. Yeah, I know, eh? Yo, send me your ideas, likes in the comments. Comment on our playoff predictions. Comment on any nonsense we say. Leave a comment, leave a like, and subscribe. But hot dogs, who do you got? Who are you giving hot dog to, brother?
Well, you know what? He played a pretty big role for the Bombers this year in helping them get to that Grey Cup in his first year in the CFL. So, give a hot dog out to DeAndre Alford for signing this week with the Atlanta Falcons in the NFL. Congrats, man. Good luck. We're going to miss you here in Winnipeg, but all the best out in Atlanta, and enjoy this IGF hot dog.
Yeah, man, that's huge. Good for him. Always sad to see great players leave. Remember when like Jerron Bolden left to go play the Falcons? Oh man, he came back though.
Yeah.
So maybe Alfred will come back. Nice and seasoned.
Mike Sellers was another big one to me when he left.
Yeah.
He was such a big loss.
He knew he was going. He was so good, so big, so fast. Oh my goodness. I'm going to give my hot dog to 3 Manitobans that are heading to the Olympics with the women's national hockey team. We have on defense, Jocelyn Larocque from St. Anne's, Manitoba. We also have another defender, Ashton Bell of Deloraine, and goalie, 24-year-old Kristen Campbell from Brandon, all headed to the Olympics. And this is Jocelyn Larocque's 3rd time at the Olympics. Isn't that crazy?
Yeah, that's pretty good.
You got to be top-notch and elite. So hot dogs to all of them. What an exciting week. Steeler and 49ers fans, and we got some good Jets action coming up this week. So I can't wait to talk about more sports. Benny, you got anything to say to the people?
I just got to say, have a good week, be safe, and go Niners.
And in the words of Jim Mora, playoffs? Don't talk about playoffs. Yeah, we're talking about playoffs. We're going to talk about them for a while. So join us next week. Be kind, be safe, help each other out. See y'all next week. Hey, friends and neighbors, don't forget to follow us on Instagram and Twitter at Ray Benny Sports, and check out our YouTube channel, Ray and Benny Talk Sports. Go subscribe, leave a like, comment, tell us what you think.